Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside Plymouth Regional High School for this NHIAA Division III wrestling duel as the Bobcats play host to the Bears of Winnisquam Regional High School. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Salzer alongside my partner Aaron Como as we welcome you into our coverage here on the Granite State Sports Network and Pemmy Baker TV. Aaron, looking at things, the Bobcats come in 3-0 in duels this season and off to a great start here in 2019-2020.
Yeah, it's a great start after last year. You know, we talked about the first home meet, how last year was a little tough, and, you know, to bounce back like this and start out 3-0, that's big for us.
This time, I'm going to turn it down to the tables and get set for the cross-mat introductions.
We at Plymouth Regional High School and the NHIAA understand what an honor it is for student athletes to represent their schools and towns. Please let us be positive in every aspect of this match. Sportsmanship from the players, coaches, and fans. Positive cheering only, and respect by everyone is expected for the official work in tonight's meet. Thank you, and enjoy the meet. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Now let's meet tonight's combatants. At 106 for Plymouth, Gianni Ciotti. Yep. At 113 for Plymouth, Andrew Como. Yeah. At 120, Joe Peters. At 126 for Plymouth, Charlie Como. At 132 for Plymouth, Nate Philbin. At 138 for Winnisquam, Burton Swanson. And for the Bobcats, James Philbin. Okay. At 145 for Winnisquam, Kaylin Roberts. At 145 for the Bobcats, your captain, J.C. Garma. Jared. At 152 for Winnisquam, Keon Miller.
I think it's you.
And for your Bobcats, the captain, Joe Cleary. 160 for the Bobcats, Joe D'Ambruso. At 170 for Winnisquam, Connor Corey. And for your Bobcats, Caden Sanborn. Yeah. 182 for Winnisquam, Brendan Perry. And for Plymouth, Cole Johnston. At 195 for Winnisquam, Brandon Marceau. And for your Bobcats, Javen Kador. At 220 for Winnisquam, Chaz Hibbert. And the heavyweight for Winnisquam, Egan Hanks. The referee is Mr. Will Martin.
So there you have the cross-mat introduction. We'll get back to things here, Aaron. And looking at the early schedule for Plymouth, you have the Hollis Brookline Nor'easter Invitational, Noble Holiday Invite as well, and a couple of duels. And really, what's changed with this team as the season's progressed for Plymouth?
Well, we've had enough matches under our belts now. We're getting in better shape. We're getting our sea legs underneath us, and the Hollis Brookline Nor'easter is a big tournament, 20-plus teams. It's kind of a preview of the Meet of Champions, so to say, without Concord. And we had some kids place very high in that tournament and did very well. We go up to Noble, same thing. See a lot of teams from Maine, teams that we don't normally wrestle against, and we did really well and we competed.
So looking at things so far, we're going to start at 113, and we're going to have 4 straight forfeits, unfortunately for Winnisquam and the Bears. So Aaron Como will pick up the forfeit win at 113, and it's 6-0 Plymouth. We'll move on to 120, and it'll be Joe Peters picking up the forfeit win for the Bobcats. At 126, Charlie Como will pick up the forfeit win as well for Plymouth. And at 132, Nate Philbin will pick up the win. And already 24-0 Plymouth, but we're set to get things going here, Aaron. So really looking at things in the 138 bout, we've got Burton Swanson for the Bears going up against James Philbin. And really, what does Philbin need to do here with his skill set to get the win?
James is a great wrestler. He started out as a freshman, and he was one of those kids where, he really couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. And he's come into his own, and we really expect big things out of him. He just needs to come out here tonight, wrestle his match. He needs to get after his opponent and work his stuff. And with James, we've been specifically working on him having more offense. He's a very defensive wrestler, but he needs to have a better offense if he's going to compete at that next level.
We'll see what he can do here this evening. So we're set to go in our first bout of the night at 138. Already 24-0 Plymouth with the forfeits. Plymouth will have a couple of forfeits at their own, 220 and the heavyweight, so points will come for the Bears.
For the Bobcats, James Philbin.
As a little change of the colors here. Now we're set to go. And we're underway at 138.
James immediately went to the tie-up, right to the dump there, but he changes off to a single leg. He needs to switch to a double, which he does, and we're up 2-0. That was great offense out of James to start the match.
Quickly in there for that takedown 2 to start.
He's got the far wrist and a half. It's a signature series that Coach Cleary and Coach Austin work on, and he's already got him on his back, and he's getting some near fall here. Hopefully he can secure the pin.
It was great just kind of driving through there to get that flip over, but good hustle coming from Swanson to get back onto his stomach.
Yeah, he needed to be in a little bit better position on top. His hips weren't close. He didn't have his chest to chest, but he's going to work that bar and a wrist again here and turn him.
Early action, first period, still 1:11 to go here in this bout. Philbin still working on that left side. Trying to flip Swanson over.
Here he's got the bar. Now he needs to get the far wrist, and he's just going to walk towards the shoulder and load the shoulder over the other shoulder like that. And again, he's going to get some more near fall points here if he can turn it to 45.
Had a couple of taps, but not enough for points. Now he's going to get some back points here for the Bobcats. Good quick switch there from Swanson. Trying to avoid the fall.
Yeah, James settles back. He has good hips and puts himself in good position to catch that re-roll. And look, he's going to tire this Swanson out, and he's going to get the pin here, I think.
Burton Swanson's working hard. So much strength in his core right now. But there's the fall. And a big win for James Philbin.
That's an excellent start for James. Like I said, we needed to work on his offense. We've been preaching it to him. James did a lot of work in the offseason, watched a lot of film. He wants to be at that next level. And Coach Cleary told him flat out, you got to have more offense. That's all there is to it.
So it's J.C. Gomer taking on Kalen Roberts at 145.
JC, one of our captains, a senior, I expect he's going to get out here tonight in front of his home crowd, and he's going to take care of this. He's going to take care of his business quick, I think.
Wrestlers are ready to go, and you can see that Gomer's right leg is completely wrapped up. So see how he deals with some potential injury maybe there.
No, I think he's just got a knee pad on. It's kind of a fad right now in wrestling. He
Quick push out of bounds.
That was a nice ankle pick there, but out of bounds. Couldn't get the takedown points. It's his lead leg, too, so that's the shot leg, and that's the knee that's going to plant on the mat every time he shoots in. So, he could have something going on there with the kneecap, but...
Gomer working up top, trying to drag Roberts down.
He needs to go back to that ankle pick. It worked real well. He's trying to shuck there. It was a great shuck to a shot.
Gets a two-legged attack and the big takedown too there, getting Roberts on his back. Had some back points coming as well.
Yeah, that was putting two moves together. And, Coach Cleary, again, these kids that want to go to the next level, they've got to be able to put move after move together in combination, and that's what JC did. As I predicted, he's going to take care of this quick.
4-0 lead for Gomer, trying to get Roberts on his back. And there's the fall, back-to-back falls for Plymouth here at 138 and now 145.
JC looked good there. He looked quick, he looked strong, he looked fluid. Everything you need to be successful in this sport.
So just like that, we move on to the 152 weight class, and Joe Cleary taking on Karen Miller.
Joey, a captain, senior, wrestled since he could walk, obviously being the coach's son. And again, being at home in front of his home crowd base, I think he'll take care of business quick here.
So scoreboard still only reads 24, but we've had two falls since then. So a big lead for the Bobcats as Cleary with a big takedown there on the far side of the mat.
Yeah, that was a great duck double. Lifted him off the mat, brought him back safely, and now he's going to go to work.
Cleary on the back of Miller. We talked about it before we went on the air too, Aaron, is that this is a Winnisquam team that's one of the original wrestling teams at the varsity level in New Hampshire, and it looks like they're just trying to regroup because we watched that middle school bout, and they look strong in their heavier weight classes.
Yeah, it was good to see their middle school with the numbers they had because, the high school is one of the original wrestling teams in the state of New Hampshire, and, over the years they've had some really good teams and some really good wrestlers.
Good wrap up in the takedown there for Cleary. Has some back points coming as well. And it's a near fall three. Now has Miller back in a quick fall there in the first period.
I didn't think it would take long for Joe there. Again, he ran that bar series that we preach to these kids and teach them. We go over it and over it and over it, and it's effective. And he ran him over to his back, and it was tight enough so the kid, he couldn't move, he couldn't get out of it. And again, Joe Cleary takes care of business early at home.
And with another forfeit here for Winnisquam at 160, Joe D'Ambruso will pick up the points for Plymouth. As we move on to 170, and Caden Sanborn taking on Connor Corey.
Yeah, Caden's a freshman. He's a first-year wrestler. He's doing great things in the room. He works hard. He's a great kid. He's dedicated. I think he really likes the sport. And, from the first week of practice until this past week of practice, he's probably the most improved wrestler in the room, I think.
So we're set to go at 170.
170 for Winnisquam, Connor Corey. For your Bobcats, Caden Sanborn.
Corey trying to bring Sanborn down. We've seen a lot of kind of grappling up high in all these bouts to start.
Yeah, a lot of tie-ups to start the match, and a lot of collar ties. They call them inside ties, and just trying to feel the other opponent out. And it's a great way to feel their strength from the beginning. Caden allows him in on that leg, and he was almost near side cradled there, but he was able to shake out of it and go to his base.
So already a 48-0 lead for Plymouth here. And we're almost two-thirds of the way through this.
Caden needs to work on hand control there and get his hand out of there. And
Corey with a nice rollover. Has Sanborn in trouble. Sanborn trying to get back to his feet. They're going to say that Corey's still in control, and now Sanborn gets the escape point.
That was a great fight there. He had Caden what's called a Merkle and tried to take him to his back. Caden was able to roll out of it and cause a scramble and then get back to his feet for 1 point here.
45 seconds to go here in the first period. A 2-1 lead for Corey. Goes for that attack. Tries to get the double takedown.
He needs to bail out there, just go to his stomach. At that point, you got to concede the takedown, and you don't want to give up any back points, so you go to your base and you start to work over again.
That's where he finds himself in right now is Sanborn with 27 seconds to go in the first.
Caden will keep working. He wrestled a match, I think, last week where he was losing the match most of the time, and then in the end, he came out like this, and that was a great stand-up, reversed him, and now he's got him in a compromising position on his back, and he might get the pin here. This would be big for him.
It's close to the shoulder blades touching on the mat. Corey is compromised. Thought he had a takedown for himself, but just in time for him as the horn sounds to end the first period, so it's a 3-point near fall there as well.
Saved by the bell there, I was really hoping Caden get the pin on that, but, the clock was his enemy.
So Sanborn swings the point total in his favor right now. It's 6-4 going into the second as he will choose the down position to start the second.
Yeah, like I said, Caden, he's got a motor. He doesn't quit, He wrestles till the end, and he makes things happen like that. Again, he needs to work on hand control like he did last time on the bottom. He's got to get his hand free, build his base up, and, stand up and get himself an escape here and go back to the feet.
Corey working hard, trying to get Sanborn to roll over. Didn't have the strength. Sanborn, nice frame to get back towards his feet, though, as he's taken back down to the mat.
Yeah, the Corey really, to me, is kind of stalling on top. He's got his shoulder buried between the shoulder blades there. He's got the tight waist in, and he's really not doing anything but holding Caden down, and I think the ref will call it if he keeps it up.
Sanborn back to his feet, trying to get the escape point, trying to break the arms. They're saying that Corey's still in control in the first second, but an escape point here and a 3-point lead for Sanborn.
That was a great stand-up by Caden, and you watched him work that hand control. He did it textbook. We went over this week. Coach taught him about grabbing the fingers, squeezing all the fingers, saying bringing the arms up under your armpits and getting out. And Caden was textbooked in that escape.
Here's Corey going for the one-legged attack as Sanborn trying to flip onto the back and get the reversal. As he'll try to scramble away as they're back to neutral.
Nice scramble. Again, good hand control when he was compromised there, and that's the key.
Again, there wasn't a takedown, so no escape point for Sanborn. It stays 7-4.
He needs to keep his head up, stop driving into his opponent so hard.
So goes for that right leg of Corey. Final 23 seconds here in the second period. Sanborn going up towards the neck area, trying to roll Corey onto his back, and does so. Corey continues it nicely, though, to get back onto his side.
It's great to see these kind of matches here, especially with somebody like Caden who's breaking himself in this sport. As you look at his teammates over here, and they want him to win so bad for his confidence, and they're all of them on the edge of the mat coaching him up here,
Time expires in the second period as Sanborn now has a 9-6 lead going in the final 2 minutes. Looking to hold on for victory as we have
that and the older kids over here. See Joe Cleary, Charlie Como, kids like that out here on the edge of the mat coaching him up. He's the future of the program here, and we just talked about that the other day with some of these older kids. It's not necessarily what you did your senior year, it's what you leave behind too. You look up the banner over there and you see the teams, and you want to pass down this winning tradition to these other kids.
So with that is a question from head coach Randy Cleary going to the table, making sure there's the extra 2 points there on the takedown that was missed earlier. So it's an 11-6 score line in favor of Sanborn going into the third.
Yeah, Caden at this point, can afford to wrestle a little bit defensively. He doesn't have to be so offensive and put himself in any compromising position. It's really his match to lose at this point, being up 11-6.
Corey trying to go for that left leg of Sanborn, and they'll go back to neutral. Working well on the arms there is Corey. He knows he's got to get a fall here.
Yeah, he's working that front head hard, and Caden's letting him in on it, and he needs to get out of that position.
Under 90 seconds to go. Good work from Sanborn just to flop down and prevent that rollover.
Yeah, it was good to go to his stomach there and not go to your back or give up any near fall points, because at this point he just can't afford to go to his back. He just can't.
Corey just lifting Sanborn up. He did get that takedown too, so it's 11-8. Sanborn in trouble here late with 1:06 to go in the third. And this spells trouble with another takedown too, and it's 11-10.
Yeah, he gave him 2 points near fall there. Corey gave him the 2 points near fall when he went across the back there. And now Caden, unfortunately, has to wrestle a little bit more offensively.
He gets the easy escape. He's up by 2 with 47 seconds to go. And the Bobcat bench is on their feet.
Yeah, and again, now he's up 2. He takedown only ties it, so he can afford to wrestle a little defensively.
Corey trying to drop the shoulder and then roll Sanborn over. Got him in a compromising position again. It's a takedown 2. Back points possibly coming. We're tied at 12 with 25 seconds to go in the third here at 170.
Yeah, he gave up the headlock there. I'm not sure if the ref gave him any near fall points. If he gets an escape here, he might win this match.
I only saw our 1 count, so it wouldn't be enough for 2 points.
If he can escape here with time expiring, he got the escape point.
Here it is, the attack with 5 seconds. Corey's got to work. It's 13-12 in favor of Sanborn.
What a great win. And
time expires. Caden Sanborn with a big win at 170, which looked to be explosive early on. He was up 11-6, but Corey made it close at the end.
Yeah, Corey made a great match out of this, but like I said at the beginning of the match, one thing about Caden I've noticed this year, he has a motor. He doesn't quit. He keeps grinding, and I'll tell you, that's going to be one of his biggest attributes moving forward in this sport.
So 3 points there for him with the team score 51-0, if I have my math correct, in favor of Plymouth as we moved on to 120 or 182 pounds, and Cole Johnson will wrestle for Plymouth, taking on Brandon Perry.
Cole's a junior. He has had a couple of great finishes for us. I believe he was third at the Conval tournament at the beginning of the year. He made the finals up in Noble and finished second in the Noble tournament. He's really coming on strong, and we expect big things.
Underway at 182.
Cole's, one of our best athletes on the team, and he could win his weight class this year, I think, in Division III at least with ease, and there's no reason why he's not a all-state wrestler at the Meet of Champions.
But I think it's a good test for him to really set him up well for a good second half of the season, heading towards not only the state championships, but also hopefully Meet of Champions.
Yeah, absolutely. We just need to continue to work on our conditioning. That was a beautiful ankle pick there. He's a little high on it, but he was able to get it, and he's got his 2-point takedown here.
Drives Perry back towards the edge of the circle.
Cole throws in a leg. He's what they call a leg rider. He's a kid that likes to throw in a grapevine leg there, work the cross-face tilts like this, get some near-fall points. A good leg rider is very difficult to wrestle against.
A lot of feet movement here, near a stalemate for a second, but good work by Perry to get back onto his stomach. 2-0 lead for Johnson right now at the moment. And this will roll out of the circle.
He had a Western hook there. He goes underneath for the 3-quarter Nelson. If they weren't out of bounds, he would have got that.
So Johnson taking a little time here.
Cole chose to do a freestyle start. He's probably going to let him up.
Gets the shot and doesn't get the takedown towards the edge of the circle.
I'm not sure if he led him back to his feet enough. I don't think the ref gave him the 1-point escape, so Cole's just going to let him up now and give him the point.
And there it is, as you saw from the official, and Will Martin here tonight, covering both the middle school and high school varsity match this evening.
Cole got a Russian tie up there, and he was able to just sweep in on that single leg and keep him in, get the 2 points again.
Kicks Perry's legs out, gets that takedown, rolls Perry onto his stomach, and trying to go for that armbar again, it looks like.
He's trying to pull him back
He's
in
trying to get
bounds. He wants to wrestle in the circle here. And
20 seconds to go in the first. Perry trying to swing free. Johnson's not letting him go anywhere.
yeah, it's going to be that's a tough 2 minutes for Perry on the bottom to work like that. And again, conditioning plays a big part in this, and I think Cole will outlast him.
Back points coming, and there's the fall with 4 seconds to go in the first period. Cole Johnson picks up the win.
Again, the bar arm series, he's got the wrist and he throws in a bar arm and he jumps to the side and throws a tilt stack, they call it, and he gets the pin.
So on to the 195 weight class. Javon Condor taking on Brandon Marcoux.
Yeah, Javon's a first-year wrestler for us again. He came out for football this year and had a good season on the freshman and JV team. And Coach Cleary snagged him up, and we're hoping that a couple of years of wrestling under his belt, and he's going to be able to really help us out.
So where do you say Condor's kind of qualities are going into this? What is his specialty?
Well, he's a strong kid, and he's an athlete. He's good at every other sport that he plays. It's just a matter of time before he gets comfortable. He is very green in wrestling, and he typically does all the things you don't want a wrestler to do. Like that situation there, he rides too high. He hasn't quite learned that mat awareness, It was a great takedown, though. He gets his two, and he's working that crossface hard. One of the things we've worked on with Javon is being more aggressive, especially in the room. Like I wrestle with Javon, and I keep telling him, you got to be more aggressive.
Oh, he's in trouble here when the reversal. Marcoux has him in a compromising position. Condor's got to be careful here, trying to roll back. And there's the fall, and the first points of the night for the Bears, and Marcoux gets the win.
Yeah, I was able to reverse him and throw in a Brands and bring him to his back, and that's what I'm talking about with Javon. It's just inexperience. He'll get it. He'll figure it out.
So Plymouth will forfeit the next two weight classes at 220 and heavyweight. So Chaz Hibbert will pick up the win for the Bears at 220, and Hanks there will also get the win in the heavyweight. As that will finish things off here tonight. So we have forfeits the rest of the way from what we have in the weight chart. So going back, we'll finish off with Gianni Ciotti at 106, picking up his forfeit win as well. And it'll be a 63-18 victory for the Bobcats.
Really would have liked to have seen some matches here in those last two heavyweights, and obviously with our 106-pounder, Gianni. He's a freshman, first-year wrestler, and he's done a lot of good things in the room, and we're expecting a lot out of him in the future.
So the teams, it doesn't look like we're going to have any exhibitions by the looks of things, so the teams will meet at the mat. And yes, it was quick, but what impressed you the most, Aaron, from tonight's bouts that really stood out to you?
I think we were very offensive tonight. Our kids came out and when they went after their opponent, they didn't sit back and wait for the other opponent to shoot on them. They were aggressive. They ran the series we worked on. Probably Caden's match was probably the most exciting. Sanborn grinding out that 13-12 win and doing a lot of things right. He did a lot of things right for a first-year wrestler. I was very, very impressed with him.
So for those of you tuning in here on the Granite State Sports Network, that's going to do it for our coverage here this evening. For those of you watching on Pemmy Baker TV, stay tuned. We'll have an interview with head coach Randy Cleary of the Bobcats. But final score here tonight, it's Plymouth Regional 63, Winnisquam 18. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on the Granite State Sports Network and Pemmy Baker TV. Welcome back, fans, here inside Plymouth Regional High School, joined by Bobcat head coach Randy Cleary. Coach, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
A quick night here, a good win for your squad. It's a good start to the second half of the semester. What really stood out about your squad here in this match this evening?
Well, we liked 170 pounds, Caden Sanborn, the freshman, coming out and making his debut here in the Bobcat Gymnasium. A barn burner, 13-12. Hung in there against an opponent that had a little more experience. Gutted it out. Had to go 6 minutes, came right down to the wire, and when you can win matches like that, that makes you nice. So that is, in my mind, the match that stuck out, and it was the match of the night for sure.
Let's go a little bit more depth about that one. Having to go the 6 minutes you talked about, he had an 11-6 lead at one point, and then it was tied at the end. What kind of change, what did you see in the attacks coming from Winnisquam there, and how was he able to control that and get the victory with the escape at the end?
Well, I think Caden, his conditioning showed through. He's been working very hard. Been coming in the morning and lifting 4:30 in the morning, and has been putting a lot of extra work in. And in this sport, you get what you put in. You get what you earn, and that really showed tonight. He was able to have some gas in the tank in the third period, and that's how you got to win matches sometimes. So again, we're really proud when a kid can win that way.
Talk about how the team has progressed over the course of the end of the fall semester, now into the new year. You had a couple of holiday invitationals and tournaments and a couple of duels. How has this team progressed in your eyes?
Well, we're a little under the weather right now, as is the entire state, I think. So we're fighting through that. Christmas break is always tough. We fought through that. But we're looking to get healthy, and we're practicing really hard, and we're progressing. We're getting better. We're getting in better shape. We feel really good where we're at right now. We'd like to fill those upper weight classes. Our heavyweight was out today, but we've been missing the 195-pound weight class and the 220-pound weight class. So, moving forward, we like where we're at. We like our team, and things are on the up and up. So.
Lastly, looking at things, you got some big duels coming up and some tough opponents in Division III and some in Division II at the end of the year. Talk about what you're going to do moving forward. What are the technical things this team needs to improve on heading towards championship season?
Well, we always work on getting in better shape. In Plymouth, that's how we win matches. We try to wear kids down, and we don't always have the best skill, but we're going to try to go 6 minutes, and we're going to try to win matches in the third period. So conditioning, we'll continue to do that and work on our technique as well. We're in the room working on technique and trying to become better wrestlers, but the key for us is to really physically work hard, put our time in, and like I said, our motto, you get what you earn, and we hang our hat on that. So that's what
Coach, congratulations on the win. Best of luck moving forward.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Head coach Randy Cleary for joining us as always after the match. So it's Plymouth picking up a big win here at home with a final score of 63-18. We thank you for tuning in as always, and we'll see you next time here on the Granite State Sports Network and Pemmy Baker TV.